But somebody wrote a book on this, right?
Our analyst, she performed flawlessly through this whole thing. I had no issues with her at all before, during, or after. I believed that she can do it, and she did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so good on her, you know. She did a great job. She did exactly what I would have wanted, did everything, and she was the linguist for our chalk, too. So if I got out of the vehicle, and so I told her, if I get out of the vehicle, you get out of the vehicle and come see me, and we'll go talk to this Libyan. And we had to do that several times along the egress route to help facilitate the next leg. She did great. She did flawlessly. She was a good shooter. She knew how to handle herself with a gun. I had confidence in her to do what it is I was asking her to do, else I wouldn't have asked her to do it.
You're not in contact with her anymore?
No.
I'll
no.
bet she sees this. I'll bet she sees this.
Yeah. Well, if she does, she did a great job. They did some amazing and heroic stuff. Making decisions on the fly. I wasn't taught this. I'm not supposed to do this. The reliancy on the locals, right? Who ended up abandoning their posts, but then somehow relying on them from station management to come back and help. Their loyalties are always to their own countrymen, right? Even if they're in different militias. They won't fight another militia for you. And that's exactly that. Some of which happened out there. Well, we were relying on the militia to come save us because they said they would. And we've been training with them, we've been drinking with them, we've been eating with them every day for the last 10 years, right? We smile together, we laugh together, we mourn together, we fight together, and then when it comes push to shove though, our office there was relying on the locals to come do something. And they
Damn.
did. Yeah. This is what I see happening. This is how I want to correct it. And they said, well, what's wrong with what's happening? I said, well, that's how people get killed. And I recognized him. It's like, hey man, it's us. It's like, we're good. And he's like, what the fuck, Ninja? I was like, dude, did you hear that shit? He's like, yeah, that's why we're all jacked up right now. We heard the explosion in the circle, and now you come screeching around the corner, man. You almost got shot up, man. I was like, well, we're here, man. It's like, I got a duffel bag full of money for you and some mail and all that crap. He's like, get your ass in here.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Did you look at the Iraqi and say, well, what do you think of your first day?
Yeah. He ended up quitting, actually.
Yeah. I'll bet.
They kind of portrayed that in the movie a little bit, where the local guard force has a cell phone, and he's talking to one of the commander of the attacking force. Can't remember what character it was they had in the movie that was saying, who are you talking to? And he's talking to the commander of the attacking force. It's like, how do you have his phone number? Well, it's because they live together. So they live in the same, they're locals. Just to meet and greet, and then he meets everybody when he goes inside the room that was set up for the meeting. That was a last minute thing there. Everybody comes out to form a greeting line, and unfortunately that gets a lot of people killed that wouldn't have otherwise been dead today. Our guys would have still been dead, because that's the job that they had to do, and he was going to blow himself up. That's what he went there to do. Aaron and the Jordanian intel officer would have been dead as well. But there would have been at least 3 others still alive. The meet and greet was going to happen with Darren Labonte and the Jordanian officer, intel officer. 3 GRS guys out there to meet and greet, do the whole pat down and search, and then off to the meeting they go. He went there with the intent to kill Americans. That was his whole intent. I said gas, 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 and I took the steering wheel, and I'm steering right beside the MRAPs, all the way around the circle. So to the point where they couldn't depress their guns to shoot us if they thought we were bad and V-bids. So I'm steering right along the side of the MRAPs, and as soon as I get a break around the circle, out we go, right? And thank God they didn't, think anything of us other than they had a lot of things to deal with at the time. We're gonna turn in right there at the end of the T-walls. We're gonna turn left there. And I let go of the steering wheel, and he turned in, and we're screeching a little bit as we're making this hairpin turn across the street and then into the chute, and then we're safe. Well, that little bit of noise, guess what we saw when we were rounded the corner? All these Americans and locals that are there, right? Our team that's there, they're all gunned up waiting for something to come down the chute. And we're driving a V-bid, right?
Yeah.